And that caught our attention immediately. Pizza, people talking about pizza, adults talking about pizza and pizza parties. Now, why did that catch our attention? Of course, because it evoked memories of this semi-forgotten story from about 10 years ago known as Pizzagate. That was a wild conspiracy theory. So if you're one of those people who's been wondering when we're going to find out more about the Jeffrey Epstein story, the dump of more than 3 million Epstein-related documents a few days ago by the U.S. government is, well, pretty amazing, but also kind of a mixed blessing. Because in that cache of material is a lot of tantalizing information. There's also a lot of stuff that's maybe not true. There's some stuff that seems kind of fantastical, and it's all there together. You could ask yourself, well, why is that? Could this be an attempt to discredit the whole story by throwing nonsense? No. So included in that document dump, there are text messages, videos, there are photographs, there are all kinds of attachments, documents, and there are also a lot of statements from anonymous people, some named people that may or may not be true. Statements from confidential human sources that may or may not have been taken under oath. There's just a lot of stuff there. So how do we assess it? So we thought it would be interesting just to start with a very narrow slice of the material, and that's the emails and texts that we can be pretty sure were sent from or to Jeffrey Epstein that pertain to the question of food, specifically pizza, known as Pizzagate. That was a wild conspiracy theory thought up by like the QAnon retards on the internet. The conspiracy theory about Pizzagate. It sounded so absurd, but it all began, as you may or may not remember, with another trove of information that hit the internet 10 years ago, WikiLeaks to be specific, released in 2016, a bunch of emails from John Podesta, high official in the Clinton and Obama White Houses, to and from a bunch of people that mentioned the word pizza or pizza parties in ways that seemed totally inorganic, just weird. In fact, in ways that suggested the term pizza was a code word for something else, something dark. And people on the internet speculated at great length that pizza was actually a synonym for children or sex with children. Ugh. This was immediately dismissed, of course. And turns out there was probably a lot more there than a lot of us perceived at the time. But back to the most recent document dump. There were a lot of references to pizza, like a lot, by some counts, almost 1,000 in these documents. Some of them probably were just to pizza. You don't want to read too much into anything because you start imagining that you see things that aren't actually there. But if you read, I don't know, exchanges like this, let's read one, see what you think.